And I'll tell you what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try and keep this brief, but I also want to make sure that I give you all the information that you're going to need, because this is understandably different than just an individual making a decision. All right, because as pastors, we live under the microscope, so to speak, in the goldfish bowl, and so I want to make sure that I give you enough. And if you need to explain this to members of your church or what have you, give you some other helps that you can pass on. First of all, let me talk about the company itself and our founders, because first of all, I said to you, this company will never embarrass you. I have never seen in 56 years of being around this world and in marketing and business prior to going into the ministry, I've never seen a company that has more third-party validation than this company. And it goes all the way back, 32 years of solid growth, 32 years. Now, Harlan Stonecipher pioneered this thing. And if any of you pioneered a ministry, then you know, boy, this has been a fight. This was a fight. Those first few years, I'm sure that he wouldn't want to live through them. And I'm really glad that I kind of got in on this business when I did, because I've heard the stories of how those pioneers went through and whatever. I just tell you, we got everything to work with. We've got all of the CDs, the videos, the tools, everything to present to your people, everything to present to your board and what have you. But this company, prior to being on the New York Stock Exchange, which you have to be invited to be on, it was the year before that, it was the number one company on the American Stock Exchange. Matter of fact, Equities Magazine, the July-August issue in 1998, listed Prepaid Legal as the number one fastest gaining company on the American Stock Exchange. Now, from there, Fortune in 98 put out an article called America's 100 Fastest Growing Companies. Guess what? Prepaid Legal makes the list not 1 year, but 2 years in a row. And that year ranked 13 out of the top 50 companies in the 90s. Now, there was another little company you might have heard of somewhere along the line called Microsoft. It was number 17. Prepaid was number 13. Forbes has done numerous articles on the company over the years. Name the top financial magazine, and you will find that they have just raved about Prepaid. In 98, Forbes ranked Prepaid as the number 5 company out of the top 200 small businesses in America. Equities magazine in Equities magazine, it is in 1999, featured a whole article. As a matter of fact, Mr. Stonecipher was on the cover, and Equities magazine again in July and August of 99 ranked Prepaid as the 33rd fastest growing company on the New York Stock Exchange. Remember, it was the number one company the year before it went on the New York Stock Exchange, on the American Stock Exchange. Now it's the 33rd fastest growing company on the New York Stock Exchange. And just on and on and on and on and on it goes. It has been ranked as high as number 12 in the year 2000 as far as out of the 200 best small business companies. So on and on. This company has paid its dues. Harlan and Shirley Stonecipher, wonderful people. They love God, and they have poured their life into this business. Well, now this business is 32 years down the road. And boy, I'll tell you what, it is absolutely top shelf. I want to tell you also that, not only is the founder, not only is the company solid, but a wonderful staff of people. I was just out at the headquarters a little while ago and got a chance to meet all of the staff. As a matter of fact, was privileged and honored to speak to the entire staff there. They have over 700 staff people there, and I'm going to tell you something. These people are dedicated to this cause, and that's important to you and to me, because in all of the months I've been in this business, I have never, ever once called the company for help, called the marketing department, called the supplies department, or any of the other departments within the company, and just not been treated royally. See, these people believe that they're in this cause with us, and that's what I would say to every one of you that are in the ministry. We're in the ministry to help people. Well, here is a way to help people with one of the major issues in people's lives. As I said in the introduction, we live in a money-driven society. And there's not a pastor listening to my voice right now that haven't had people in your church devastated by finances. Bible says that if someone comes to us and they're hungry and we say, well, be fed, and turn them away, they said faith without works is dead. This is meaningful ministry to me. Zig Ziglar says you get everything out of life you want if you just help enough other people get what they want. Let me just say, this is a business of helping families, helping single moms, helping people dream again. You know, we bury a lot of people at 70 and 75 that actually died at 30. And to me, this is a cause. You know, as David looked over the valley with his brothers, and here's Goliath over there spewing his garbage and what have you. In 1 Samuel 17:29, David said, is there not a cause? And I believe our children today are a cause. I believe helping save families. And I look at this, I've got couples right now, in just 9 months of being in this business. I have couples right now that would not be together today if they had not gotten in this business and started working together and started straightening out their finances. And that's to me one of the most precious things. Watching parents be able to put their kids in Christian schools, watching moms set a goal to get home with their kids and stop standing on their feet 40 hours a week at Walmart and all the rest of it. What this can do for people is just absolutely phenomenal. Now, let me talk for a few minutes about what it can do for you. Because one of the things that I find with most pastors is they have no retirement. Or if they do have a retirement, it's not going to be sufficient. Matter of fact, most people right now in our ministries are finding out that when they retire, they cannot live on 50% of what 100% didn't take care of. The residual income from prepaid, building your own financial nest egg, working on your own financial independence. And that's a word that a lot of pastors are concerned about, and that is that word independence. Because let's be honest, I serve at the whim of my board, and I have a Canadian board and I have an American board. Now, I love them, and I believe if I went to some of them have been with me since the get-go, and I believe if I went to them and said, fellas, the Lord's laid on my heart, we ought to be Episcopalian, they'd probably say, okay, rector, or we ought to do this. Okay, because we've been successful and they followed the leadership. But in all honesty, I meet pastors every day that are being treated down and dirty. I meet pastors every day that are getting thrown out. And in all honesty, pastors who've been devastated. And my heart is with the pastor. And I love you. And I like independent pastors. I've said to some preachers that I have several preachers that are already in the business and doing very well, and I've told them, I said, when you got $100,000 in your back pocket a year of income, when the deacon board calls you in, it kind of makes things a little different, doesn't it? Because you're not you're not saying, well, boy, if they throw me out, I'm not only going to lose my income, I'm going to lose my house, because most pastors live in the parsonage and all this and all that and whatever. So I think that the independence, the financial stability that prepaid. Now, I couldn't be in as I said before, the soap suds and the cleaning products, and I don't care how much money there is or something. I'm not going to drive a pink Cadillac, and I'm just not going to be a makeup salesman. And so I've always said no. But this came in a direct answer to my prayers, and so I know what it can do for you because I know what it's doing for me. And like I said, I'm not talking about something that I may make, or I'm not talking about something that may happen. I'm talking about something that we have already proven. God has blessed this business in my life. God has reaffirmed so many times to me that He brought this into my life. And I will say this. Anybody who knows me would tell you that preeminent in my life is the will of God. I teach these kids, find the